I don't want to look like I'm sitting in front of you. It's like I'm right up front with you. And it doesn't give me a good feeling because I see myself like right there. So it's like I'm almost coming at you like here, take that. You can grab it, just grab it. We got, hey, how you doing? Happy Mother's Day, Dad. I want to say Happy Mother's Day, Dad. That's one of the reasons I like Fox News. I'm taking sides. You have to see what side I'm on. I'm going to explain to you why I'm on that side. You can tell me if it's logical or rational or illogical or irrational. So I'm trying to set myself up for the brightness. I need to set myself apart, just a little bit apart, showing almost like I'm coming from somewhere else. And there's nobody watching you watching this channel right now. There's no one watching this channel right now, but I haven't come through the cloud yet. They won't let me into the other side. There's like a film or a shadow covering me up, and they just won't let me in. And if I talk this way, maybe if you were a computer expert, somebody in IT, somebody able to break down and have an interest in what I'm speaking about because you work in the field. So if I talk to the IT people, the people that are watching the contrast now, the people are saying, hey, I love that TV. Look how clear it is. These people might want to understand what I'm doing right now. What's happening? What is actually showing up on the other side? That's one of the reasons I'm doing it, because there's an alternative reality to all of what I do, to all of that is created. If you had to recreate, you'd have to see all the models, the bipolarity of it. So here in the contrast, I bring you back where I start to come into the picture a little bit more clearly now, before you begin to see me in a different light. So happy Mother's Day in that light. To the color intensity, to where I douse it lower and lower. Oh, it's just perfect. Look how young my skin looks. Oh my God, it's like a little, oh my God, it's like, wow. And now I'm beginning to look a little white, where I was once beige, where the reality is, my skin color is not even close to anything white. And the bipolarity of that shows inside the shirt I wear. And even closer to that shows inside the hairs that support my beard, the color of the hairs. Is it the color intensity? Is this the reason on this planet and still there's nobody watching? Hey, how you doing? First one arrived, one gone, one arriving. Nobody knows what this channel is all about. Maybe if I start, somebody comes in, I don't know who you are, you don't comment, so I don't know who you are. What's this channel about? The basic of what I do is I like to call it the ABC. Let me just put this in a little bit like this. I call it ABC. I also call it Geo Alphanumeric ABC. The ABCs, numbers, math, multiplication, and addition. The letter A is the first letter that we announce in the song A, B, C, D, E. And that is the first. And there's a number position for every single letter. And there's a number position for every single letter going forward all the way till Z26, and starting at Z26 all the way to 1. And now there's mathematics involved in all these numbers: multiplication, addition, subtraction, division. There's decimal points because it's part of how you use these numbers. And these letters will break down in those numbers. Two special numbers that I always want to remember because of the piano. On the piano, there are no black keys to the right of the B and the F. Of the F and the B. Is that boyfriend or Facebook? I don't know. I didn't want to mention social media, but I did. So the 2 and the 6 to me come to be something special. And they are something special because the 6 is the reverse of the 1. How do we arrive to that in an equation? N is 1A and 6F. A and F. I was talking about B, but now it's A. And one of the factions that come in with B is because of what happens in B through A. I'm going to explain to you. There are 7 voided positions. 3 on one side, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. That is the revelation to your 6. Also, there is a 1 dot in the center, the dot of void. It's 3, 1, 3 in the voided area. This is the house of 9. Every flat surface has a house of 9. It is the 4 corners. Pretty simple mathematics, geometrics. We're building a house. We need the 4 corners for distance. The number 7 is going to tell you your length and your diagonal line. They're going to tell you all that you need to know. Building a house. You have the in-between, because we're not going to put 1 stick across to build that house, because otherwise it's going to do that. So how far apart do we have to put these sticks? I put it in between 1 and 3. And we set it out as 2. Unless we're talking about the floor right now, and we have to look up and say it's 2, 2, 2. Can it be 2, 2, 2? Because on this one, it's showing me the 3 to the reverse 4. So I have to build from this. What is it telling me about the floor, the ceiling, or is it a wall? Is this flat surface, right? You're not going to build a house or a cave really or whatever. You're going to always put it flat. So for us, Earth is always flat. Because if it wasn't flat, we'd be walking up a mountain, or we're going up the stairs, or we're going down into the basement. We can be going into a borehole and call it the elevator. We're not going to talk about the escalators right now. Escalators, you know that? Escalators. They're the ones always causing all the havoc. They escalate everything up. So what is that telling you? Escalation, what's going on in the world right now? Escalation. Elevator, escalation, excavation. What happens with excavation? What's the first thing you do? You tear it down, you dig from the bottom up, you clean it up, you start all over again. So what happens? You dig into the ground. For whatever reason, you're usually digging into the ground, because if you're not digging into the ground, I think you're just going to have a teepee, a lean-to. If you're not digging into the ground, why would you dig into the ground? Well, you might be putting the spikes, and you might be making a tent. So now you're into the ground. In any way, shape, or form, you're into the ground. So what happened to this? Why number 2? Because number 2 is very special. It moves everything by 2. And the voided 7 area also moves everything by 2. 7 takes you down. You know, they say 7 up. Yeah, because 7 is up. Everything else is down. 7 plus 7 is 14. Am I screaming? I'll try to calm my voice. 7 up, 21 and 16. And here is your 16 up. 1 on one side, 6 on the other side. 1.60%. That's our clock. It's the original size clock plus 60% of the clock. So that means the clock we run is 60 is actually going to tell us 60% of what clock. What is the 1? Well, that is 60 minutes of 60. So that'll be 360. There you go. There's our clock, 360. 60%. I'm just trying to think. That's 360. I'm just trying to think. What does 360 mean? 120. 120. 120. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. All these flat sides, eh? I don't need to put one up there. It's already up there. Right? Point's already up there. I'm just trying to think of this clock. By the way, this is 22. This is just after 21 for blackjack, right? 21, 22, 23. Here's your 21, right? Your blackjack 21. This will create your 5. This will create your 4. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals 13. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 2 plus 3 equal 5. How mathematically everything comes together, that is what I do. And I'd use the relationships of games, odds, the way games are played, the rules of the games, the penalties are included in that rule. 5 yards, 10 yards, and everything to do with sports. The name and the mathematics are telling you stories deep and beyond, but the actual true story through the alphabets that what we were given and through the numeric fabrication for calculating these alphabets, where A is 1 and Z is 26, but on a dice cube, okay, number 1 is played from the 5th position. So if 1 is played from the 5th position, 1 is played from the 5th position, all we're left in the game now is 5, 6, because you know 4 is already part of 5, and we know 3 is already part of 5. So we have 3 part of 5, we have 1 part of 5, we have 4 part of 5, but 6 is not part of 5. But 6 has the house and duplicates to the 4 corners, because 6 is part of 4 and 5 is part of 4. Here's number 4 and both number 5. And number 6 both contain the same. And the reverse of 6 is 1. And in mathematics, if we want to create 6, the reverse of 1, I didn't finish with this. Just let me show you that 1 and 3 equals 4. I'm going to have to shut the door. Somebody hears me outside. Yeah, I don't want anybody to hear me. I don't want anybody to hear me, eh? Okay, so this number 13 and this number 5, where they come together orange 5 and 13 orange stripe. So by writing it this way, it more or less to me looks like a hostage, okay, over here. It also tells me 130, okay, ages, 130 ages. The N might be because it's a 5, the 7 because it's a G, the E, certain letters or numbers, certain letters should be pulled out. I need to explain to you why. This is created by number 12, and this is created by number 13. This is the numeric value that goes with the moon. I don't need the vowels involved in this at all. I don't remember why. Okay, I do not remember why. A and E, arts and entertainment, pending where these two are placed. It's always for me about either Jupiter and Venus and Jupiter and Mercury, but the numeric value tells me Mars. So inside of the 5, which, okay, is where the 1 resides inside of the 5. So it's telling me that Mercury resides inside of Jupiter, or Mercury is part of Jupiter's extension moon, and Mercury is only some kind of control planet, okay, that operates the moons and is closer to Earth, controlling Earth's moon, Mercury and Luna, and Venus and Mars. The reason for that is this is number 2, and Mars has 2 moons. And this is the planet 1, and Luna has 1 moon, Earth. And this is Phobos and Deimos. Just give me a second. I need to bring my cat in. I'm going to get a glass of water, so just give me a second. Getting a glass of water. Yeah. Okay. So we explained the orange ball in pool over here. I just want to say that May 9th, the 5th month, EIEIO, 5th and 9th. It is the first and the last before we start the, sorry about that. Today is the first and the last, okay? The first time, not the last time, but is the first time of the last cycle. These are the letters E and I. You can also use R in this situation. And this one is newer than anyone else. Renew, I'm not sure, win, re-win. So anyways, what this is the letters are EI, so I always go EI-EI-O. Secondly, it is the third level of A, because the first level of A is right. Do I get that right? The first level of A is right over there. The next level of A will constitute like this, and then the third level of A will constitute like this. And when we reverse this, okay, when we reverse this, all you're seeing is A right over here. Okay, and over here, okay, do you know what we're going to show you over here? Over here, we're going to do it just like that. And do it just like that. You see that? Hold on a second. Okay. There you go. And now we're going to get that side over here. Whoop, that's a mistake. That cannot be there. I got to get that out of there. That ain't right. That cannot be there at all. Okay, this can only look like that. That's the way it can look. Okay, and that would be this one over here. The 1 and the 4. See the 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this would be the 5, or and then again, just it's the dot in the center, it can just be the 1. So it's a little confusing, right? But these dots aren't supposed to be in the corner. See, now I have to put them completely in the center of these boxes, which distorts the whole reality of this picture, because I'm going to have to make this a little less color intense. No, too bright. We need to see the lines. I need to show the lines. Okay, now you can see the lines. I can't put them in here. Therefore, I cannot make the design this small. The design has to be larger so I can get each one of these dots in space. Otherwise, what I'm creating is the basic die. You see, this is a 5 inside a 4. And this can be talking about the sun. This is the same numeric calculation. We just got, hold on a second, I'm having trouble putting my camera. It's the same calculation here that we did over here. When we end up with 2 plus 3 equals to 5 and 1 plus 3 equals to 4. How did we bring this together? Where did this come from? We were working on 7 up. The word up is the 21st letter and the 16th letter. I forgot to mention that before. I'm very sorry. This one creates 7. This one creates 3. This one will recreate number 31, which becomes the becoming of man. Okay, when the becoming of man comes arise, the moon cycle, okay, arrives at the same time, because becoming of a man at the age of 13, that is your spirit moon cycle. Okay, first it creates DC, and then it creates 19, which is the spirit of the church. But the inside that is the word man, which brings out the cycle number 28, which is a calculation, many ways to get to 28. I don't know which way you want to do, and there are many. One of them is to double up 14 to get to 28. 28 is also the replica, okay, is how you would calculate 28 grams for an ounce. I do not know in what category we're going to use all the numbers, what we're trying to create, what we're looking for, you know, the context, you know, when you look for the context. So, so that's this situation. We were talking about at the beginning, if you were not here, it's hard to back these up. We were talking at the beginning that 7 is up because that's the highest number in this category. 7 is first, and every time you add a 7, okay, you reduce. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 equals to 5. Plus 7 and 7 and 5 is 12. 1 and 2 equals to 3. So you had 3, 5, and you started from 7. So you go down by 2. But with the 2.7 void, the 2 dot, right? The 2 dot, you see the way the minimum of one, the size of the 2 dot, you see that 2 dot? It's got to be a minimum of this size. I'm going to show you because we can't do what we did in this picture over here. This is a 5-4 sun. I'd like to understand it a little bit deeper. Let me see if I hold it up here and what my focus is going to do. Okay. Okay, so we got that over here. So I have, maybe I'm going to do it in a different color. The 7 void is 1 void here, 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 1 void here. And then we have the center. Now, if I would draw this, I'm not sure if you see it this way. Do you see it? I have to connect this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, and this way. And that is the first creation of the hexagon. So it took me 6 dots with 1, the center of all 6, equaling to a total of 7, or the spirit of 76. And then we have the bell. This can be the top. Either we use this one down here or we use that one up there, because it's either on this side. There may be 6 sides, but out of 6 sides, the cube, 6 sides. Baseball, 4 balls, 3 strikes, but only at the count. Only at the count of 3 balls and 2 strikes. When every pitch counts, when every pitch counts, ha, 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 ha. When every pitch counts, the 6th pitch is the call or the result. Only on the 6th pitch will you have a result. Imagine if every time the ball was thrown and you did something with that ball, every single one will be recorded. And when every single one is recorded, we will go and throw the pitch again. But with this pitch, every single swing is going to count in one action. And we call this the DJ, where the DJ mingles all the pitches from each sound as he goes ding, dong, dong, chung, ching, ang, bang. And he takes all these words, ching, gang, bang, ding, dong, bing, bang, bang, dang, dang, and he can play them all together now because he knows all the pitches. So how many pitches and how many balls, and what did this have to do with this? It's telling me what is and what's not and why it is. Because there are 7 pitches. 4 balls will take you a walk to first base, and 3 strikes will send you right back to the dugout. One is sending you to first base, the other is sending you to the dugout. And it was the dream catcher. The pitcher was dreaming what he was going to throw. And every one of these designs, there's a reason towards. The center of roulette is, I'm really shaking. Wow. Okay, I don't know why I'm having tremors. Anyways, so this is the 2 and the hexagon, and I created that. Now we can put wings on it, right? We can put wings on this, right? Put the wing, put the wings on this, and then cap it off. And everybody knows we got the Star of David. And then we can send out this way and send out this way. to the E world. The pitchfork of Neptune. See these two sides over here? And then you got XE and XE coming out both sides. I'm just trying to think what else is going on over here. The two 8s over here, because we didn't cap them off, right? The top is off. And then that would be created like that. Anyways, that's the basic. And that basic design goes in another design that I did. So we did this whole entire setup over here. What happens with the 7? The same thing that happens with the 2. The 2 is 2, 4, 6, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7. That's what happens to the 2. The 2 eventually becomes a 7. Where did I show this? The 2 eventually comes a 7. For those of you who don't understand, I will explain it. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. Look at the way 8 and 6 comes together for the planet house, into Venus, resident angel, into the spirit of the church, into the spirit of the church, into man, into electric company, and into the moon, and then back to the red sun. Number 27, when a big red sun, BG. William Gate 7. William Gate 7. Even if you seem to be in gate 8, 8 and 9, we have to understand, open the door to gate 7. Open the door to gate 7. Open the door to gate 7. Out of the door of gate 7 into the house. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 equals to 5. This is the DNA birth. This is your 12th. This is your bat mitzvah. And this is where the woman comes in. When the woman comes in, she comes in as numeric value 66, because that's woe 38, the Church of the Heavens of Electric Company, through God 3 and 8, 11, 2 and 9, 11, and I don't want to go through the whole scenario, but 38, and then because the word finishes with man, that is 28, running into the cycle, and the two together are a total of 66. Then they come into creation, the next 7, 7, 7, 7, 5, 7, 3. They come into the next 7, creation of the gateway through the woman in the spirit of 55, in the spirit of 76, the freedom of 55. And the numeric value for freedom is 66. And it's A, B, C, A, B, C. But it's not A, B, C. I think the reverse, I can do it also as A, B, C, I, H, G. And this, okay, is noted as 1, 2, 3, and this is noted as 1, 2, 3. But there's a new equation for this one over here. The reason I'm doing this one over here is because the replica of ABC is IGH. That is the replica of it. So ABC, 1 times 2 times 3 equals to 6. A plus B equals C. 1 plus 2 equals 3 plus 3 equals 6. So this is your roadway. It is a multiplication and an addition because of what happens when you create the geometric shape. Am I shaking too much? Should I put it on the stand? And hold on a second. Let me drink something. It's not only that, I'm not on my same chair. I'm not on my same chair. So when I do it to IGH, although it should be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, I'm going to run with the real figure of 9, 8, and 7, 10, 10, and 10. The spirit cycle, the spirit of the church, the cycle of man, and the creation of the gate. 21, 16, and 9, 9, 7, 3. That would be 19. Okay, that's very good. That is the spirit of creation. That tells it to you all. If I would go the opposite way, 7 plus 1, 8 plus 2 would stay the same, and 3 plus 9. So that's going to tell me another story. This is going to tell me Saturn. This is going to tell me about the red sun. It's going to tell me about Mars. This is just going to tell me about the cycle. This becomes 16 and 10 inside of this one, 26. God rules. This one is going to tell me about 10, and they're all going to tell me about 10. This is the letter M. Roman numerals, it's 1,000. 10, 10, 10 multiplied equals to the 1,000, and M is the 13th letter. And that's how it all began. When A and B created C. When A and B created C. Sorry. When A and B created C. When A and B created C, I can do it this way, upside down, which would be the exclamation point, if you want to look at it that way. And that exclamation point is found on number 1 of the keyboard. And that's on another thing, on the number 1 of the ATMs, you don't have anything but the Q and the Z, where on the telephone, you have nothing at all. So we see how the numbers seem to intertwine here. Now, we were going to talk about, for those who showed up late, we're going to also talk about that 60% on the clock. What does that 1 mean in front? 1, because you need the whole number. 1, because you need the whole number, and you need 60% of that whole number. But I can take this to another context, where this whole number is 60% of this, which would equal to 36. So it tells me it's 60 and 36 equals to 96, and that's the original time that we should have on the clock. But instead, we have 60 seconds and 60 minutes instead of 96 seconds with 96 minutes. And I think it's a 15-hour day. If you want to run the days that way, in order to come out to a different figure, but I take away 6 as part of the clock to keep the clock going. It's got to start really on 90 and 89. Why does it have to start that? Because imagine if this is your body, that clock has to go all the way through you. The start of that clock and here, take off 6 for this pass. Take off 6 for the stream. The 6 seconds relationship to a sneeze. So I go down and I base our clock on 90 seconds of 90 minutes of 16 hours a day, and 16 hours a day. And I'm just trying to figure out 144, 16 hours a day times 9. 9 times 6, 54, plus 90 equals to 144. So it's a 9-day period, and I have to run that 9-day period. Remember 16, what we just worked out is number 16 before, right over here on your 7-Up. And that's because of the Mayans run a 10-day schedule. I think it's 9 and 9 months, or 9 days, 10 days and 10 days. But I like to go 1 day and 9 days, and then 1 day and 9 days is the way I'd like to run that cycle. Makes more sense to me. Or it could be 1 day, 9 days, and 2 days and 9 days, and then maybe 1 day. There must be some kind of cycle where it's 1, 2 in between. And the reason for this is 9, 11, 20. I need to end up with the number 20 at the end. Here it's 10 and 10, 20. Here is another way to go 20. So this one would go 1 and 9, because this 2 would make up for these 3, and this 1 would go on to the next section. So then I would go forward 1 plus 9. I would go 1 plus 9 plus 1 plus 9 plus, anyways, whatever. Let's just drop that for now. It's just a new thing I came up with. So we have to come back to that 60 seconds. So I think we went over that 60-second piece I was talking about to end up with the old Mayan clock to this clock. Everything I was just doing now is because of the Mayans. Okay, 10 days, the 10 days, the 18 months, 20 days a month, 2 cycles of 10 days. That's why I did it. These are, wow, I don't know why I'm not getting good light. Too much shadow. Maybe I got to get rid of some of the shadow. Is that better? Doesn't seem professional. Don't like it. But anyways, the 8 and the 9 we were also talking about. What actually happens with 8 and 9 is that on the 6th side, okay, or on the other side, it is a world of its own, but it's been divided in half, or it's been divided in half this way, where we get our day and our night. See the big distance between here, 16, and the little distance here? Here is the night, and here is the day, and here is the night, and here is the day, and here is the night, and here is the day. And this is not this X over here, which makes everything 12, 12, but these move on each other. And this is also associated with the Star of David, because the Star of David, I'm not sure if you've ever seen it before, but we're going to try and by the way, this is a good way to measure, and that's where number 7 comes in. And if we take the Star of David, so we take the Star of David and I color in this part over here. You can see that angle. You can see that angle I was talking about. Now, which way would I go to? Would I draw it that way? And what's going to happen now? Can I? Where's this is supposed to be here? So that would be this would be long. This would be long, right? So this would be the long way of the building. And this would be the short way of the building, right? Is that what the Star of David would be doing? Is that what the building is? It started the look of the building. And then we'd have the connected side of the building. So we'd color that in over here. And then we'd draw this line down here. And then this fold is because the building folds in that area. And now we're going to have to, is it this way? Yeah, it seems like it goes. And then I think it goes that way, right? Is that the way we divide the building? Well, let's try and knock the top over it. So our building would be something like that. And now maybe it's not a building. Maybe it's actually sitting in the ground, like sideways in the ground. Maybe it's, hold on a second. Can we just see that in the ground? It's like one side and then the other side, and here's the center. And that's very much a replica and also a replica to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, to let's say B, C, D, E, F, and then G. And that G would be the top of my gematria. And in this language, I would use the gematria scale that they gave to us. And then I'd be climbing the gematria tree. You can also see it's gematria, but it's also the Mayan light. Why do I go up on this angle? Because I need to go forward. I need to go forward. So this is the 2 sides. Now, what's over here? Where does the rooster crow? What's going on? Is there any relationship to the moon? How can I get more color out of this? So what's gonna, can I use green? So what it was going on here? I don't know. Oh my God, what's going on? See, I can do it down here also, but I don't. But it's also telling me that I got to break out from here. And I got to break out. See, I'm not in the center. This design wasn't done properly. It has to be perfect in order for me to do the design proper. And so anyways, this has to come out of here. And you have to keep building on this. I'm not really sure where it goes, but this might be the seventh gate going over to the other side. Or should I have designed this like the beehive? What would it look like if I designed it differently? Anyways, I get a lot of inspiration from people I don't really follow enough, and that's Nassim Haramein. Before I started my project, I've never heard of any of these people, Robert Grant, etc. So this page just looks like a whole messy page. I wanted to give you that answer to 60%, or what I thought could have been the answer, which I did this right over here, where I went 1.6% of 96. And what is that answer? Just give me a second. I'm looking for my self calculator. 96 times 60 equals, oh my God. 96 times 60 equals 5760. Does anybody know what that is? That is amazing. Wow. This is the year 2000, Hebrew time. The moon in the spirit of 70, 66 the roadway. And then 21 years later, we are where we are. This is the cube. 1, 2, 3 times 47 equals 5781. Okay. 80 times 47 equals 5760. And 43 by 47 equals 22021. 11, 7, 7, come 11 of where it was. Do you know what that means in French? Look it up, because that's what this says. The letter T, the letter U, and because it's in the third dimension, 7, 7, the third 7, okay, it catches an E at the end because it tells you about the sevens. This one here is 7 and 2 that come together. Everything is 2 by 2. Where is the 43, 47, and 80, which is 11, okay? And this is supposed to be an 8, but I'm going to give it a star. It's a 5 and a 2, and is the key. Why is that the 5 and the 2? Because 80 becomes 86. So that planet house. 8 and 6 is 14, and then it becomes a 5. 1 and 1 becomes a 2. And this is your Earth planet creation in the sun. 80 is the roadway that was switched in the U.S. to Interstate 80 from Route 66, passing through the small towns. The first one over here is now 611, or 6 and 2, which is the God, the queen, the dog, and it leads you up to the moon and the gateway of Venus angels. Intertwined between Area 51, what is first ST and what is last ST, is your gateway through Mars to planet Earth. So that 60 parts over here that I was doing has the, let me see, the 60 parts that I was doing has an answer to itself. Where am I pointing? No, I don't like the lights, not coming in good. Okay, I have to explain where we get this 6. Where do I get this 6 to prove the other side? 1 part of 6. 1 part of 6. 1 part of 6. Well, 1 and 6 are the opposites of your cube to start with. 1 and 6 are your opposites. 60 parts of 100. 6 and 1. 60 parts. So this is the 100. It is the center of all. 60 parts of 100. See, it's separated apart. I don't know. I'm just thinking. I did have an answer for that. I don't remember exactly how I got to it. 6 and 1 is the spirit, the church. It is the reason for day and night. It is the gateway. It is the spirit of 76. Anyways, I can't remember everything. I showed you this yesterday that this each in its own, when you crisscross corners, 1 and 9, 2 and 8, 3 and 7, 4 and 6, everything becomes tens. Okay. And then once everything becomes tens, everything becomes a 7. So on every single side, instead of saying 10, every single part of the 9 parts is the maximum you get is 63 out of 100. The difference we might have to add on is because the center is not the same as everywhere else. And I have to figure out what that difference is. Do we change the value of each one of these of 7, or what can we actually use? Well, when it's the 6 dice, okay, we're going to go 21, 7, 21, or 3, 7, 3. It doesn't matter which crisscross we're going to do. It's going to do the same thing. So in using these 3. Now, if I only use the number 4 dice, okay, it would be 7 and 7. It would be 14 and 14, or 55. Why 55? Because 7 and 7 is 14. 7 and 7 is 14. You can't. The 2 dice shows you the law that these come separate. So we're going to count them separate, and they're on 2 separate sides. So when we come up to the 5, right, now it's different. Now we're going to go 14, 7, 14, which is 5, 7, 5. So this one will talk about the moon. And the other one, 21, 7, is talking about the cube gate, creation gateway, cube gate. 5, this will also come to 5, but it doesn't come to 5 the same way. This is 2 and 1. This is the first part of creation. And through creation to recreation is the mathematics. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will equal 3 and 2, 5. Same thing over here. You got the 7 in the center. So this was before the moon. And this would be NGN. And this would be UTU, which is also really you're supposed to put cult. I don't know why I have to add the cut or cult, because the U is in the C family, and so is the L. So I give you all 3 letters to work with. And most of the time, I'm going to look at Mars. Every time it's a single digit, okay? When it's a single digit, sometimes in my new thinking, 1 through 9, I'm going to think of Mars. Why? Because it's 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3. Now, after 0, 3, how should I think of it? Because after 0, 3, everything is created from this basically over here. And why I say Mars is because the O letter is the 15th letter. 1 plus 5 equals to 6. So the reverse of 1 is 6 Mars. So the reverse of 1A Mercury is 6 Mars. So now the moons are going to start to get involved in my thinking. Area 51. So this is A and E, which is 1st and 5th, that will create the numeric passion for this. There's other ways to come into this. 3.7, no, that's not it. 3.75 and 3.75, no. 5 times 3 equals to 15. This is one of the ways. Anyways, I don't want to get into it. This is electric company. This is where Yo comes in, the 25th letter and the 15, same Earth and Mars, and it is the student, the orphan student of 5775, 555, a repeat number through the Mayan calendar. This one telling me the moon 3/4, 1/4 of Earth. Also telling me to be about 443 to bring this to 100. Also telling me about 25, bringing this to 100. So it's telling me about Earth DC, 2 and 5, 7, 3 and 4, 7. Coming from 7 and 5, 12, 1 and 2, 3, 7 and 5, 12, 1 and 2 and 3. The 33 of creation of the Christ. The 555 is to signify 125, which is the memory of Yo, Earth and Mars, which is part of Mercury, because Mercury is 103. Now we have to go to weights and measures, and Earth is 52, and Mars is 51. Here's your 125, and that is your 512. That is part of the G memory, I think, G memory or GB, gigabytes. I'm not really sure. Anything to do with the initials BG. Now we're going to have to listen to the Bee Gees. 512 or 51 Mars through Venus are repetitive. Another cycle through creation. 555 equals to 125 times 5 is 625 times how do you get the 5? 1 and 4, 5, 2 and 3, 5. So I just like to go 41 times 625 equals to 25,625. And it's one of the Mayan counts where 767, the spirit, comes in, which is a gematria thing between 6, 7, 6, the all-seeing eye. 19, spirit of 76. Raphael, 38 gold, 57 the moon. 86, the earth planet. 105, the hand of God. I am. 124, Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. I'm really sorry for certain things that I said. I don't want to put you in any direction. I'm sorry that I went too fast or I went fast. I'm just following the flow of information. I'm just following the flow of information. Yeah, so I'm following the flow of information that I receive it. It's almost like you thinking, right? It's just us thinking. That's all it is. So I didn't see if there were any comments. Yeah, sorry about that, Robin. Hey, Micmac. Where's Micmac? Micmac, do you understand anything that's going on here at all? Do you understand anything at all? I need to slow down to pinpoint and do a piece. As long as everyone understands that this is a long process. And I've only really started believing in myself more and more recently as I'm starting to see all the realities coming out. Even the hockey sticks, right? All the hockey sticks over here. Whoa. Wow, I can't believe my camera is so bad. Don't these look like hockey sticks all lined up next to each other? Hold on a second. How can we get that in? We bend the book. We bend the book. Now, if you bend the book, take a look what happens. It looks like there's two towers climbing up. Can you actually see the two towers? How can I get that? There's a part of the vision missing. Did you see that towers part? I'm going to have to redo that. That was pretty neat. See, things pop out because we don't put things, we understand, but there's a perspective of understanding things. If we can show off the right angle or oh, right there. Looks like two buildings going up. One building going up here and one building going up here. Forget about the Star of David. Do you see the singular buildings that's going up? Maybe I'm going to try and finish this design. I'm going to see where it's going to take me. Okay, if I started to finish the design, how would it finish right now? Let's say I stop here and here. What would I do for this side of the design? You see, unless it's on camera. Let's go up to here. Let's go out to here. So I'm going to go out to here, bring it back this way. I'm going to try to stay inside. I'm going to stay inside. Bring this all the way back down and come over here. Should this have been a lower area? Should there be another piece inside of here? Can I just create a window? I don't know if I should be doing this right now. I'm not looking into the camera. I'm not looking into the camera. So this would go up to here, and then this one would come out here. So this one would have to come down there, and then that one would come down here. And then what would happen to all of these? Would they be coming down. And I just want to see. So there's a whole filler in the background over here. I didn't do that, right? Should I do that also? Just trying to think. So this is, it looks like a magnet of some sort. Maybe I shouldn't have put the lines this way. Looks like some sort of big magnet this way. And I just created that because of the Star of David gave me the one side. Now I can have the other side of the magnet here. So how did I do this? Can I just create the other side of the magnet this way? What would it be like? Would it be the same? Would I put the same format to it? Can I put that format to it? I don't know. Yeah, I'm doing this video. I don't know what's going to turn out. I wish I had tons of paper printed like this so I can just keep going over it and seeing, is that the way it's supposed to be? And then, like, what's happening? How are they connected differently? Don't forget, you need a special angle for area space. Like if you're using up a certain area space, you need angle on the other side for the dimension of it. So that dimension is going to get into other spaces. So whatever you use in the center is going to go to this side and this side. One is going to use up two sides, and it's going to use up the front and the back. If you put the 5 in the center over here, the one position is just determining for everybody the area space to the extension from both sides at arm's length. I'm just trying to see if, can I make another arm go in that way? How would this, what does that look like? I'm just trying to see if it went to the end. What if it went to the end? And how would this one, what would that be there? Would that be there? I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Is it a lower river? Maybe I should have had it coming down from here. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe it should have been a little bit different. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be like. But anyways, this design comes out of the Star of David. This is one of those crooked bow ties. I'm not really sure what to do here either. I just did it the opposite way just to see something a little bit different. That's a cat. Okay, just 2 seconds, 2 seconds. I know. So we did that, and is it going to get any dimension if I do this? What's going to happen if I do this? What's going to happen? What's it going to look like? What's happening to it? Is it going off in another? Is it traveling? Is it oh! If you take a look here and here, it's another building going up. There's another building going up over here. Do you see it from here to here and here to here? Do you see it? Don't make me draw it out because I see it. I can only see it in the camera. So how far am I going to go? How much area space am I allowed to use up? So I'm gonna go this way and then this way. And the way I got that is because there's a design on the roulette wheel that does that. And this is my delta angle, meaning that if I run this angle to here, I'm just going to be able to come up to here, run that angle, and put a pyramid head on top of it, on top of that angle. Did I get that right? Did I get that pyramid head right? I'm just trying to. Let me see. How did I ruin that? Something's wrong here. How it doesn't look right. It's on us. The angle is wrong. See, it should have looked like that, and then I would just draw that line up to here. No, it was the opposite way. It was
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I would do that to it, and then I would run a line down here, run a line up here, run a line down here, and that's the way it would look. And then I'd put my thing over there. See those? That just gets capped off. I just didn't draw it straight. Where's the other one? Oh yeah, this was good. This one was good. I thought I was wrong. See this, there's an inward and an outward. I can put the inward over here, right, inside of it, and then stretch it outward, and then recreate the other side of it. In every piece, and I'm quite sure it's been, I'm quite sure it's been done before, especially I've seen it online. I think Mr. Grant has done it. The greatest scientists of the world are out there. So area space is needed. What was number 5? What did we do in this video? I have no idea. I'm a little bit hungry. Happy Mother's Day to everybody who's a father, because obviously she wouldn't be a mother without the father. So happy Mother's Day to all the daddies out there, and all of those who are thinking of becoming a daddy. Watch out for the Ace of Spades, Raphael 7286, in a constellation of Pegasus. Unless you live it, you do not know the truth. Unless you can imagine it on how it was, used to be, or how it should be, you have not lived it, mentally or physically. Raphael 7286, in a constellation of Pegasus, the offset bow tie. Mr. Green Jeans, yes, absolutely. Green equaling to 49. Jeans is actually Jack. In French, they call him Jean. You would say also John, because the E and the A can be separated to put an O, so now you got Johns. And especially about Johns, if you're at the bathroom, you're in the John, or you can be wearing your long Johns. Hi-ho silver. You know what the best thing in the world is? I'm going to tell you something. Honestly, the washroom is like the greatest thing in the world. Cleaning up. You're cleaning up by emptying out. That is the greatest feeling in the world. How many times you sat in the bathroom and went, oh, what a great feeling that is. I'm just every single time. Like, oh, and when you leave, it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, just wipe that shit up, eh? Raphael, peace, because the truth is coming. And whether you pass it on or pass on before you see that truth, you just know it's there and just smile for it. Thank you. Hey, Jonesy, I have not been picking up a lot of your stuff lately. Wow, you draw the light grid very well. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It comes from the delta sign, that light grid. Everything comes from our shapes. I don't know how to put everything together like you. This John is amazing, my friends. He's just amazing. Okay, he is amazing. I'm telling you. I see amazing things, even if I can't make it out, but I understand something of it. It's amazing. The world we live, digital or not. I talked to dogs today. I did. They didn't answer me, but I talked to dogs. No, they weren't girls. That's not nice. Do they call guys dogs or just girls? The way we call people, everything, all inception, all inception. You all think I'm tapping, but backwards, I'm patting. Raphael, that's what I want. Come on, the electric company's coming up. Come on, electric company, right near that tail. Get it up there. You got it. Oh, she's doing good. You got it, baby. You got electric company going up, and she just can't stop, because everything created in this world was created because of something else that is just like it. Oh. Oh, I thought I shut the video off. Sorry, where's my mouse?